Hi fam, what's up everybody? I know I've been away for so long, but your girl is back. We are approaching this long weekend, so I'm gonna try my best to record more video for you guys. And yeah, I hope you have watched the previous videos. Please make sure that you subscribe. On today's agenda, we are going to discuss, or I'm going to feed you more on the job knowledge question, of which that goes on about teaching kids how to read, because this is I've noticed that this is a big issue in schools out there. Kids don't know how to read. You find a child in grade 7, they just cannot read, okay, mostly in English. Somehow teachers at junior primary, the teachers fail the kids. They don't teach them sounds, they don't teach them this and that, blending, segmenting. Okay, so as this is a big issue in school, so if you are looking for a job, you must expect this kind of question. And I have prepared a bunch of points on this question, and once you get it, just hammer it, because I have run about 16 points. So it's up to you. You jot them down on paper, and then they should sink in your head. Okay, now let me just go through this question. It reads as: after the school self-evaluation, some of the critical aspects identified as a challenge was reading at junior primary phase. Should you be the successful candidate, how would you assist the school to improve reading at the affected grades? Okay, basically the backbone of this question is just how would you assist the school to improve reading at the affected grades. Okay, so here are the points that you can give, and I can guarantee you are gonna get 25 out of 25, because these are rare things that you go to a person asking them, like, when I go to the interview and I ask this question, how would you address it? The person will just tell you 2 or 3 things. They don't really go more in details. They don't spice up. Yeah? And if you don't spice up, you guys are just, all the candidates are just repeating, I'll teach the child how to sound, and then there's a lot that you can say, there's a lot that you can give, and you'll be number one. Okay, so you can go like, I'll strengthen learning support at school for struggling learners. If possible, make time during weekends to assist those learners. And most importantly, start off by using the EGRA tool to identify which letter name and sounds the learners don't know. Then onward, you can touch more on the sounds, or to say the phonic sounds that the learners don't know. And if you don't know what EGRA tool is, try to Google. Okay, and then from there, try to introduce to them the diphthongs, the digraphs, the onset and rhymes, the trigraphs, and these are the most important things that plays a big role in teaching a child how to read in English. Okay, in Ashwambo we say for example, the mb, the sh, the k, those ones. If the child doesn't know them, then they'll just keep reading these simple words. For example, the word tate, me, so at least try to introduce them day by day. I will emphasize more on the phonic blending, phonic segmenting, as this is the biggest challenge. Sometimes the child knows the child knows how to sound the word, but they just cannot blend. For example, the word cat. They can see that the word starts with k, but they just cannot put together and t, cat. So blending and segmenting, of which this we refer to the syllables. So with that, you can do it by clapping hands or holding the chin. There are a lot of strategies that you can use. All right, and then practice sounding of the letters before reading. Mostly that is useful in the CVC consonant, vowel, consonant. For example, the word cat. First of all, the child has to sound out the letters one by one, and then they read the word as a whole. For example, the word cat, cat. So that is very important. The child should first of all sound out the letter they can say at the beginning. For example, the word can be snake. The word starts with the letters, but the child is starting to read the word with t. There's no t. Some learners are just lazy to look at the letter and recognize that this letter is snake. The word is snake, but they're starting with t. See? And also try to give a family words that are rhyming the same. For example, sun, gum, bus, or cat, mat, rat. You see, it really makes sense to the learners and the images catch up. So also ensure that you teach, or the learners should know how to differentiate between the lowercase and uppercase letters. They should know what a capital letter A looks like. They should know how a small letter looks like, or the small a looks like. Okay, and then teach those learners at least 4 or 5 sight words in a day. And at junior primary, those sight words are already stipulated at the end of the IPM manual. So you just stick to your grade. If it's grade 1, you teach them. If it's grade 2, you teach them. If it's grade 3, you teach them. So at least in a day, teach them 4 or 5 sight words. And those are just words that are used every day. For example, the word is, there, on. It really helps. It lays a good foundation for the learners, and they develop a good reading habit. Also try to display posters with sight words on the wall. And I have stated that the IPM has the sight words clearly stated there. Furthermore, display effective and attractive teaching materials that catch the learner's attention to read. So try to use a variety of attractive pictures. And then the words that are written in junior primary font big enough for them to recognize and read the letters. Try to enforce the reading lesson at the whole school. So if it's the reading period, everybody, even the cleaner, must get something to read, and everybody should read silently, like alone. Alright, and then try to recycle different stories and pictures as reading materials. For example, if it's an old story, you can cut out the pictures and create a good story for the learners. Okay, so don't just get, if it's an old book and then you might think that it's no longer useful. No, try to recycle and come up with something creative for the learners to read. Moreover, again, try to do co-teaching and co-planning. Sit down with your colleagues. If you know that you're struggling, for example, with the topic of teaching the learners, just anything that you know you're struggling, sit down, plan together, and try the way forward on how to teach the struggling learners. Don't just be alone on your own. Try as well to motivate your colleagues to not give up on supporting those struggling learners. Do motivate the learners. Some might just lack motivation. They might just think, oh, I don't know how to read, so what's the use of, I should not just be focusing any longer because all the. Try to engage parents in this learners' work by giving them homework that requires that requires parents to be involved, and invite parents to the school and discuss the learner's situation. Put the child at the middle, as a teacher and a parent, and try to mold, motivate, comfort the child that they can make it. Have a reading corner in your classroom where every learner should feel free. They should take ownership. They should be free to take any book of their choice, and have a box of variety of books. There are some are in mother tongue, some are in English, that the learners can take and they can read. As a teacher, also try to attend workshops on matters that can help you with teaching the kids how to read. And after the workshop, try to implement what you were taught. Teachers, we have a problem. You go to the workshop, you are taught ABC, and then when you come to school, you only teach A, and then by that you are failing the child. Try to implement what you were taught, what you have learned, and try to be consistent about it. Don't just do it today and tomorrow you're not doing it. Then you're not doing your job. Okay, you attend your workshops, you learn, and then you implement what you were taught. Try to Google more information, go on YouTube, get more skills on how to help those learners with reading, and then all shall be good. As well, invite motivational speakers to come to the school to motivate the learners that reading is just one thing that you can, if you are really serious about it, then you should do your part as well as a learner. Try to focus, try to do what your teacher is trying to assist you on, and then the learner should also feel free to ask the teacher where they don't understand. Alright, again, you should as a teacher, you should engage yourself with best performing schools, for example, in your region, in your circuit, or just any school that you know. Just to go to those people and ask, you guys, how do you teach your children how to read best like that? And then you might just learn something new, and then you can't implement it at your school. It's really best when the schools cooperate and then share ideas. It really shows teamwork, which is part of education professionalism, or to say. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.